Hello everybody, good evening, it's Cathy Ballard here. How are you on this beautiful solstice day? Have you had an amazing day? I don't know about you, but well, I was up at about 4:30 this morning, and I was up ready on the common near me to do my usual barefoot walking around there, and just to be with the solstice energy and watch the sunrise. And I was expecting a beautiful sunrise, but unfortunately there was too many trees and too much cloud, so I didn't really get what I was expecting. But it was just me and the rabbits and the birds, and it was so peaceful. So, but something really different feels like it's happened today, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit more later. But tonight I'm talking all about receiving, and how good are you at receiving? How much abundance do you allow into your life? And if you had no limits, just imagine how much of an impact you could make on the world, and how amazing your life would be if you could just receive without limit, without any kind of judgment, and that you could just receive everything that you really, really desired, and that could make such a huge difference in the world. Also, if you have any questions about your own capacity to receive, where you feel you might be blocking yourself, if you jump on live and you catch maybe some of the questions in the comment box, just add your own questions, or let me know what's going on with you, and if there's anything I can do to help you shift, then do tell me. If you like what you're listening to, please do share it. Please, this is such an important message. There's a lot of people struggling at the moment, and it almost feels like almost everyone I'm talking to right now has got challenges going on in their life, in their business, and it's any part of life really. We've all got areas that are the sticky part for us. And mine happens to be the business, relationships and things. They're quite good, and health is great, and we've all got these core areas in our lives that are like our Achilles, and they stop us receiving that abundance, like the abundant health, the abundance in your finances, the abundance in your business, in sort of moving it forward, your abundance in your relationships. There's so many, all those different areas that we have in our lives. They're different for each person. So what feels like it's happening at the moment with everyone struggling is it's happening. We're kind of going through such a big change on a evolutionary kind of level, that we're being really asked to step up, to be who we are, to step into our greatness, and to stop playing small. And those of us who are kind of feeling that call and we're doing it, there's the resistance to that stepping out as well. So it's because it's scary, it's the unknown, it's the ego getting in the way. The ego doesn't like change, and so it puts up a fight. And we do this like toing and froing thing, where we might go for our desires, and then all the crap comes up that tells us we can't do it, we're not good enough, who do you think you are, it'll never work, it might work for them, but it's not going to work for you. And or you make the leap and you have a failure, and then you tell yourself, see, I told you it's never going to work, you're rubbish, you're not worthy of receiving. All of that head junk that goes on, that all comes up. But the thing is, that's a really important part of the process. It's normal. It's more than normal. It's an essential part of it. And to notice it is really powerful. When it comes to receiving, when you're mindful of, firstly, what it is that you want, what you're really, what's really in your heart to go for, that feels aligned, that feels true for you. When you start feeling all the opposite come up, you can be pretty sure that you're onto something. you can tell by the very fact that that's happening, that you are stepping into alignment with something that's really big and important for your soul growth, and that you're shifting a whole lot of stuff out of the way, and that your abundance is coming. And the reason that I tell you that is because you are an infinite being. And I know I talk about this all the time, and it's such an important message. When you're like, so as an infinite being, it means that you are connected to all that is. Everything is energy. Everything is an extension of you. You are the intention that you send out about what you want to create. It's like you're sending that out, you're transmitting it from your heart, and it sends these ripples out into this field of consciousness, which is this, it's like infinite organizational intelligence, and it starts those cogs turning in the universe to start bringing back a vibrational match to what you're asking for. And it doesn't just bring the thing that you're asking for, it brings the situations to trigger the crap that's in you, to bring the stories up, to bring the old beliefs, all of the things that hold you back and keep you small. It brings those situations in to bring this to the surface, because otherwise it would stay unconscious. So when you think about what you want, and you can picture yourself with it, because you can see that future version of you with what you want, you can feel it, and you know the truth of it. If you're sending that picture out, and you're excited about making this happen, and receiving this and experiencing this, and you're seeing what an impact it's making for the greater good, not just for yourself, you're sending massive like vibrations out into the universe, and it will react to that. And as a response, like it will bring back the thing, like that version of you. I'm jumping ahead of myself. That version of you in the future, there you're already at this higher vibrational level. Hang on a second. You're already at this higher vibrational level. That's that future version of you, and you might be currently here. This is your vibration with all the junk inside you. And so what the universe does is it brings you the situation, triggers this lower vibe stuff that is pushed down in you, that you've been unconscious of, but has been unconsciously influencing your decisions and the way that you live your life. And it brings it all up to the surface for you to clear. And then as you clear it, your vibration is going like this, as you clear and let go layer by layer. And when you've let go enough, you're a vibrational match, and you bring in what it is that you're wanting to manifest or wanting to experience. And that's when it's effortless, because it's just like that, you just draw it to you. The hard bit, obviously, is dealing with all the stuff that comes up as you're on this journey. And it can be super, super uncomfortable. And we might wish things to be different. We might want things to speed up. Oh God, that's such, one of my things. I get really frustrated when it feels like I'm putting so much time and effort and investment and heart into all of the things that I'm doing, and it sometimes feels like it's not coming back as I hoped or expected, and it's like, oh, it's so frustrating. And so I'm in this place of, I wish it was different. I want something else. I'm not happy with this as it is, and that's where we block ourselves. It's like non-acceptance of the moment, and I'm judging the moment as being bad, as being wrong in some way. But as we were saying before, when you're sending that wish out to the universe, that desire, and it's bringing back whatever the situations are to stir up all of the basically the not truth that's pushed down inside you, you have to let that not truth out. You have to allow yourself to feel it fully, not wallow in it, but just be with it, allow it to be fully processed, and then lift out of you. And it might take some time, but it's when you resist it, or you push it away, or you find ways to avoid it, that's when you are holding away you're also the flow of abundance. Because the thing is, and this is my perspective of how it flows, is that all of the junky stuff, that is, if you picture like a conveyor belt, so life is bringing you, sometimes it brings you lovely things, and then behind that is the crap things, and then behind that is the lovely things, and then behind that is the crap things, and it's a bit like that, you know. As you send out your desire, universe brings you the opposite, or triggers the opposite. It lifts up and out, and it's free. Your energy matches. You draw in what you want, and then you're going again. You're always led by the desires in your heart, which are kind of like seeds, like a trail of breadcrumbs leading you to the potential of who you're born to become in this life. And so you have to receive the good and the bad, and not have judgment about them, really. Because what the judgment does is it creates like a solidity in your thinking that this is how it is, this is good, this is bad, and it creates like a fixed perspective on things. And when you're in that place where you're telling yourself, well, this is just how it is, this is, I can't change, that won't happen, or, you know, I'm no good. These are all fixed perspectives. But when you think about, everything is just energy. Everything even in the physical world, you know, it's just slower moving vibrational energy. And you are an infinite being, and you are infinitely connected to the infinite mind of consciousness. So you can change that energy. It just takes maybe a little bit longer, and you just have to hang in there and keep the faith. And I know it's not easy. It's so much easier to say it than do it. And you know, I for one know that. But I mean, for me, I've been practicing this. Well, I've been practicing different depths, I suppose, over the last 10 or 15 years. But very much so in the last 2 years, 3 years. And in those last 2 or 3 years, the more I've been doing it, the easier it is for me when I'm in this stuck place, because we all go through it. I don't, you know, unless, and maybe I'll get to a place where I can recognise I'm in this fear place and switch out of it straight away. But I don't know if that's possible or not. But what's happening for me at the moment is I get out of it much faster. Okay, so taking myself off topic. So I was talking about the judgment being stuck and fixed, and in those situations, if you can notice when you're being in a position of judgment, oh, thanks for the hearts. If you're being in that place that's really stuck, then it really helps to ask the questions: what is perfect about this situation? What is it? And this is about like connect your heart, connect and expand out into that infinite version of you, and ask, you know, how is this perfect? How is this really appropriate for me right now? And it's not about answering it from the head, because the head hasn't got a clue. The head's going, oh, this is rubbish, I can't be doing this, you know, it's just uncomfortable, unbearable, I want something different. And so it's not about listening with the head. It's about when you connect with your heart, you're connecting with the infinite version. And in the infinite version, that's where all your answers are. And it's about making space for the answers to fall in. And also when you ask those deep questions, it's like you're sending a message into your unconscious mind as well, and it goes to work for you. It sort of works away in the background, looking for the answers. It doesn't stop, which is often why you can't sleep, because things are you know, being processed. Or when you're in a negative state of mind and you go, oh, why am I so crap, and why can't I do anything? And then the head talk comes in, because it's filling in with, oh, because you know good, because of X, Y, Z, you know. So it will, depending on what question you give it, it will go and look for the answer. And if it's an open question that's more about something that's a much wider, expansive and empowering thing, it will look for that too, and it will drop it into your awareness, because it will draw it from the universe, from, you know, from somewhere. And it will pop in. The answer, when you're asking these things, it will pop in for you. And I mean, you could just try it now. You know, if you're stuck in any area of life, just ask yourself, you know, what is right about this right now? And feel that question, and just feel the energy of the question even. Because for me, when I do it, even without consciously tuning in or connecting with my heart, I just feel like an opening inside, and it's like, oh, you know, it's a relief somehow. But it's a really, really good question to ask if you're in the middle of a wobble. Yeah, you're certainly not alone if you're in the middle of a wobble at the moment. And another good thing, another good point is a little story that sort of tells you that the struggle is a good thing. So the little story of the little boy and the butterfly. And this little boy, he was, you know, fascinated by butterflies. He loved them. He loved watching them, and he'd been watching this caterpillar, you know, eating, and then he put it in a jar with the holes in the lid, and he watched it go into a cocoon. And then he was watching it every day, and he was like, "Oh, where is it? Where is it? It's, you know, how long is it going to be?" And he was getting really impatient with this caterpillar, and it wasn't showing up as a butterfly. So he'd be back there every day looking at the pupa in the jar, and then one day he sees the caterpillar, or whatever, the little creature inside, has started munching a hole out of the bottom of the pupa, and he's watching it, and he can see this little thing trying to push itself out, and it's really struggling, and it's taking so much time, and he is in a bit of a panic, and he wants to help it. So he goes and gets some scissors, and he snips a slit in the end to make it easier for the caterpillar to get out of the pupa. And of course, what happened then was that the butterfly, in the form that it was in, it didn't have the resistance of pushing itself out through that hole, which pushes all the fluid from its body into its wings. So then when it lands, its wings can unfold and be strong. So this little the little butterfly was malformed, and it dropped out of the cocoon, all sort of big body, shriveled wings, and it couldn't fly, so it died. And so what I know it's a little bit of a nasty story at the end, but I think it's such an important thing. The struggle's so important. We need it, and oh God, I know how uncomfortable it is when you're in it, but it is important. Has anyone been just really feeling that things have been intensifying over the last few months, particularly? If you have, you're certainly not alone. So as I was saying at the beginning, you know, there's a big global thing happening. It's happening on a planetary level, and it's not just our work in our lives that we're doing this work for. It's when you think about all the heaviness on the planet at the moment, we're doing the work also for the greater good. It's like when you're doing your own work for you, you're also doing it on behalf of the planet, on behalf of humanity, and it's like you're helping raise the level of consciousness on the planet for the greater good of all. So that's why it's not a quick fix. We're multidimensional beings. We're busy. We're doing things on all kinds of levels, and it's well beyond our sort of awareness most of the time to be able to know that. So what you can do, obviously, it really helps when you're in this stuck place, because it will come up. So it really helps, first of all, to acknowledge, okay, it's meant to be here, but how do you get past some of the discomfort? And I mean, it can be very easy to just like fall out of awareness and into the struggle and the darkness and the beating yourself up and all of that kind of thing. So there are lots of different things that you can do. One thing that I would obviously, like when you're in that place, you will get some help, but be careful about what you do when you're in maybe a place of desperation and you really just don't know what to do. Be careful when you look online, or you're taken in by marketing. Be careful about people who are saying that they can help fix you or fix your problem and that they have the answers. And Elle's saying, yes, struggling to feel tired of it. Yes, we'd like a breather from it. Me too. Hi, Gwen. Yeah, so be careful, because there's you can sort of define different marketing messages. You are the one that has all the answers inside yourself for you, and you need to work with someone who can draw that out of you, so that the decisions that you take, they're in alignment with who you're here to be. Be careful about the it's so, like, what's the word, seductive to see someone advertising a program that's offering a quick fix, that's telling you you can, I don't know what, lose a stone in 21 days, or six-figure business in 3 months, or any of these things, or sell out your webinars by following this 5-step formula. It's really bullshit. It's not possible. And I'm not saying that it didn't happen maybe for them, but it can't happen if it's out of alignment with who you are. It just can't happen for you. And even if you buy those programs and you do that work with whoever that coach or that practitioner is, or therapist, or business guide, whoever they are, you might find that yes, everything works whilst you're working with them. And this has happened for me multiple times. But as soon as you're not working with them and you're back to being just you, that's when it stops. Because again, it's not who you are. It's not in alignment with who you are. When you fall out of it and it worked before and then it doesn't, it's like you think, oh God, there's something wrong with me. I can't make it happen. I did it before, now I'm crap. And it's just like, there's something wrong with me. And it makes you feel bad about who you are. It makes you feel bad that you can't, that you just don't know what to do, and you beat yourself up. And so just be careful about those types of programs to do, because quick fix, like I said at the beginning, there's no magic bullet for this. It's part of your journey. The struggle's important. It will help you be who you're meant to be, and it is the stuff that's lifting up and out of you. So don't let, and as in the little boy cutting the pupa open, don't let anyone take your journey away from you, because it's doing you a disservice. So find people who are able to help you connect with your heart, help you connect with your vision of what you're here to do, and help you draw the answers out from within you, so that they're holding space for you, so that you can get in touch with your own answers. And there's lots of people that can do this. And these are the people in their marketing, you'll see them say things like, you're the one that has the answers. I'll help you draw those out for you. They might have great techniques and things, or they might be able to teach you techniques. But essentially, you're the one that's getting the answers out of you. So that's my recommendation. If you want to work with me to do this, I've got a one-day workshop coming up on the 1st of July, which is called Activate Abundance. And it's all about, it's going to be a really fun, practical day. It's about learning to play with energy tools. And these are the kind of tools that help you get very clear about that vision that you have, that fires you up, that's totally in your heart and that's really aligned. And it's about finding what the layers are in between that are blocking your abundance, because as I was saying with the conveyor belts, these are like all the layers. You've got the things in behind where you're stuck. You've got something that's really good coming up, or there might be a few things that are in the way of the good stuff. But if you've got tools to clear, thanks for the hearts. If you've got tools to clear those layers, it's going to speed the flow up. And you're going to find that your flow, you'll find that the sticky stuff, you move through it faster, and you'll move into a space of like opportunities open up. You feel much more connected, you feel much more joy, and you feel much more trusting that the universe has got your back, because you'll feel the sense that there's a process really happening here on a much bigger scale, that, and you'll feel your infinite self. That's a big part of the workshop, is about connecting with you as your infinite self, feeling and experiencing that level of awareness that is all knowing, that knows what your next steps are, that knows how to take yourself forward, and that it can help you break free of really small thinking, and which is, you know, that's just the head and the ego mind. It really opens you up to limitless possibility. So if that's something that you might be interested in, the workshop's happening at a beautiful woodland venue. It's only just outside of London, really. It's just up the A40, about 25 miles outside of London, in a place just called Beaconsfield. It's at Green Acres in the Chilterns. And I'm doing it on Saturday the 1st of July. But I'm also, I realise I've kind of started sharing this quite late. So I've had so many people come back to me and say, can you do another date? So I've got about 9 people have told me that they're interested to do a date in September. So it's going to be a maximum of 12 people. So if you're interested to do, to come along to the workshop, it's £97 for the whole day. It will go from 9:30 till 3:30. And do drop me a message. Come and, oh great, Gwen's saying can't come in July. Looking forward to the next one. Do get in touch with me now, because I think it's going to book up quite quickly. I've had so many people get in touch. Oh great, Gwen's in for the workshop. Oh, fantastic. So let me just think, just to recap. So I mean, we're going to be looking so much deeper at receiving on the workshop, and you'll be learning loads of different energy tools. It's like playing with creational energy. It's like magic. You are this infinite being that has the capacity to manipulate energy, and when you see yourself as that, then, and that becomes your belief, then you can make it happen. It's really that simple. So it's about breaking. Part of the receiving and the work that we'll be doing with the energy tools is learning how to get rid of the blocks in the way of actually believing that, because then that's when your power really kicks in. It's a very empowering process. So if you have any other questions or any comments, or if you've enjoyed this, please do share it. I think it's such an important message to know that it's all right that we're in the struggle, and also that it doesn't last forever. There's always the abundance is behind it, and so just have faith. It will be there, and there's always a good reason for it. So apart from that, if nobody's got any other questions or comments, I am going to tune out, and I will see you next time. So bye for now, everybody, and do contact me. I'll put the details. Oh, actually, the URL for the workshop is cathyballard.com/AA. Not Alcoholics Anonymous, but just AA. So that's just makes it easier to remember. Gwen saying, thank you for all your messages and lessons. You are beautiful. Thank you. So are you. All right, I'll see you all next time, guys. Bye for now.